Hi, and you're welcome again to another interesting episode of All Things Real Estate, where we have a heap of information that has to do with real estate, business, finance to share. We are humbled that you join us from all over the world. My name is Jacqueline. We always have properties that come up for sale or for rent, and we'll send them to you via WhatsApp or into your email inbox address when they become available. Today, as always, we have property news from around the world, and we're focusing on an ancient civilization, now a modern civilization, Egypt. Real estate is very cheap in Egypt. Why is it so? So we're scrutinizing these facts, and this is what we have to share. First of all, Egypt is located up there, the Horn of Africa, and they import materials from Europe, etc. But the distance for imports alone from Europe to Egypt makes sure they don't have to pay that much. If you import raw materials all the way from Europe to this part of the world, it becomes more expensive based on distance. So these are the three factors. One, real estate is cheap in Egypt because they have cheaper raw materials to use. Two, they actually have a currency that is much lower than the US dollar and the pound. Apart from that, we know for a fact that they have cheap labor. Now, from 2021, Egypt was acclaimed that year as the favorite destination for foreign investors in Africa. It was closely followed by Morocco and South Africa. We want to share this fact, which we know, that the cost of living in Egypt is 86.3% lower than UK and 60% lower than USA. And yet they have an ever increasing population. A lot of people keep migrating there. So there's a demand for apartments, especially. So the average cost of a house in Egypt is 271,000 US dollars. We'll like to also share the fact that so many foreign countries have assets in Africa, right? Well, UK is by far the highest, and they have $65 billion worth of assets in Africa, including Egypt. And France closely follows with $60 billion worth of assets here in Africa. So our economy, African economies, makes wealth for certain countries. We create wealth, and the question is the average African or the average Ghanaian, what stops them from creating the same wealth that actually is on our soil? Is it that we cannot, well, cannot harness what is ours? So we are putting this information out there to challenge people locally, whether in our country or other countries in Africa, to actually scrutinize the amount of money that UK makes from Africa. That's serious. $65 billion worth of assets in Africa. And on that note, we want to say that we have a phone number out there, +233 577 52300. If you would like to purchase anything we showed you in the past, you can call us and we'll introduce you to the owners or their lawyers, because we also deal with their law firms. Before we go, we want to encourage real estate developers, anybody who watches this, to give back to society. We talk about making money all the time, but after you've made wealth, you should be able to give something back to people. And the way I do it, we don't do anything except we also practice it, is that I have a book out, and this book is well published and has sold in USA, in Ghana, etc. But the part I like about this book is not just the fact that it sells, but that from time to time I'm in a position where I was able to give out the books for free to students, and that's my way of giving back to society. So we encourage you, all of you moguls out there, to reach out to students, especially in our part of the world, do something free for them. Thank you. Wherever you're watching us from, enjoy your day.